His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it. Maybe he's been working on that weaker side on the training ground.
His weaker foot, and the defender just switched off for a moment.
Yeah, look at the way he did take it.
Foot. He's just providing a masterclass in the matches that he plays at the moment. But it is 0-0 very early on. We're in the third minute, Emma, here at Molineux.
We've talked about City going forward, really looked at Sergio Aguero there, but what about City's defence? They've not kept back-to-back clean sheets in an away game in the league since April.
But it is 0-0
That's quite
very
shocking,
early
isn't
on.
it,
We're
for
in
the
the third
champions,
minute,
Michael
Emma,
Kite?
here at
Well, that's
Molineux.
been their problem, isn't it? You know, when you think of
we've
City, no
talked
one
about
thinks they're
City
going to struggle
going
to score
forward,
goals because
really
they've got
looked
goals
at
all over the
Sergio
team.
Aguero there, but
But
what about
defensively,
City's-
they've struggled a little bit this season, and Wolves really hurt them in their home fixture. And they'll be looking, as you said, to try and keep a clean sheet. But you know, they're playing. You know, Fernandinho's been playing centre half, who I don't think is a centre half, and I think they really miss him in defensive midfield. I've said that on a number of occasions this season, and I think they'll probably need to go out in January and strengthen in that department to do well in the Champions League. I think the league's over, in my opinion, and I think they'll be looking to strengthen that for the Champions League and try and win the Champions League.
Would you back Wolves to go on, Kinton?
Did you hear what Michael said? Fernandinho is not a centre half. He's been their best centre half though. When Pep picks the team, it's always Fernandinho, either Otamendi or John Stones. They are missing Laporte, and they didn't bring a replacement in. They've lost Vincent Kompany, who's a leader. That's what they're lacking, a big leader, centre half. They tried. I think they were going to go in for Harry Maguire. They didn't get him, so that's where they've made a mistake this season. Man City not buying a world-class centre half. They've got one in Laporte, but they need another one beside him.
I agree, because they've really missed Fernandinho in centre mid, I think, and he's the one that breaks up plays, and they've been getting done on the counter attack, and he's normally the one that stops that. So he could look. He's a great player, so he can play centre half, and he's good on the ball. So it's not a problem playing in City's team. But I think they've really missed him in defensive midfield, and they haven't, as Clinton said, they haven't gone out and replaced Laporte, and that's probably cost them the league. in my opinion, and that's why I think they'll probably strengthen in January to try and go on and win the Champions League.
The other fascinating thing about City this season is they've conceded an opening goal in 7 of their matches. That's only one short of their combined tally in the previous 2 seasons. So do you think, especially teams like Wolves that fancy their chances against the top 6, Steve, that they go into games like this with that extra little bit of confidence, knowing that you can beat this City back line?
Yeah, of course. I think if you look at the Wolves team, they're perfect for the counter-attack with the amount of pace they've got. And if Man City haven't got proper defenders at the back, and when we're saying proper defenders, we're talking about the likes of Company and Laporte and stuff like that. They can't deal with the counter-attack as well as what you look at Liverpool, the way Van Dijk deals with counter-attacks. He's always in the right position. He's already waiting for it. If you're not that way inclined, it's hard for you to do. You can see the game behind us now, and you can see that Man City are having the ball. If they give the ball away, they're in trouble because they've got Traore,
works
Jimenez,
extremely hard on off the pitch every single day to perfect his football, and his side need to produce, otherwise he's not going to be happy.
Here is Rodrigo, lip of the centre circle in his own half, back towards Fernandinho, the man he's replaced in the holding midfield role. Fernandinho has not started a single game this season in the centre of midfield. Whenever he has started, it is in that back 4 or back 3, depending on the game. It's amazing, really. It's been his role for seasons at the club.
Yeah. You don't think of Fernandinho anything other than that holding midfielder, where he's been, incredible for City. I think he has been a really influential player for them over these last few years. It's whenever he's not played, you can see the impact it has on the team. So it's crucial that they get this centre back situation sorted, so he can go back into his favourite position and start ticking everything over again.
City having plenty of the ball in the opening exchanges. That won't be a surprise to you. That is the way they like to play. They've lost it here. Diogo Jota has it on the halfway. Back behind him is Johnny, who's really impressed during his time at Wolverhampton Wanderers, called up to the senior Spanish squad during his time here at Molineux. High ball here towards Adama Traore. A good win by Fernandinho. Breaks to Raul Jimenez. On to Traore to his right, approaching the corner of the penalty area. Up against Mendy. Drops the shoulder, tries a run. Beat him for pace, but just didn't have enough green grass to run into there towards the end line, and it goes into touch for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think that's where you can see it was all building. We were saying about Man City like to have the ball, like to have the possession, but Wolves are set up for counter-attacking football, and that was the first time they had the opportunity to put it over the top and let Traore have a run at the defenders, and he didn't even have to win the first header. They're so scared of the threat that he has in behind that the ball just bounced and Wolves picked it up, and then he just ran out of space at the end. He just tried to size Mendy up for the first time to have a little run at him, and he got past him but just ran out of grass. So I think that's going to be a very good one to watch tonight.
Would have learned a decent amount though there, Adama Traore, about running at Mendy. Anyone he knocks it past and continues to run. I don't care if it's Usain Bolt at left back. You're not catching Adama Traore.
Well, the thing is, Usain Bolt, straight line, brilliant, but turning and moving left and right, he's just, it's not possible. You can't see how he should be able to do it, but he does.
Here's Riyad Mahrez, similar with his skills moving forward at pace. He was fantastic against Leicester at the weekend, running here towards the penalty area, tries to find a clip towards Kevin De Bruyne. Good defensive work there by Johnny to get the ball away for Wolves, throwing on this near side.
City have just got to try and get De Bruyne on the ball. He hasn't really had a chance to get on the ball and have any passes, so he's in the form he's in as well, he needs to be involved in this game for City to do well.
That's a great cross-field ball there for Wolverhampton Wanderers, picked up by Doherty, who's over the halfway line, short sleeves and gloves this evening. Onto Adama Traore, bundled over by Raheem Sterling.
That's not anything you see.
No free kick given. Well, Raheem Sterling, heavyweight champion of the world, has knocked down Adama Traore here. Looked like it should probably have been a free kick, not given by Martin Atkinson. He will stop the play here though, because Mendy and Saiss have clattered heads. No, Dendoncker, on that far side. And so we do need to stop the play for a head injury to both. Was that a foul by Raheem Sterling? He shoved him in the back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you reckon Martin Atkinson has gone, it's not likely,
yeah,
so it's
exactly.
not given it?
He's gone, no, that can't be right. But I think Sterling he had a little. He ran back thinking, I have to run back here to help, and then he had a little bit where he thought, no, I'm going to leave it, and then he thought, oh no, I'm really going to have to go. So he's gone in on to try and just help out Mendy, but I think if it wasn't Traore or it's someone else, you're always getting a foul. But because he's so big, he's so powerful, refs are just thinking, nah, come on, you got to get up now. Can't get pushed over by Sterling. But Sterling's a very strong guy.
Yeah, I was actually reading an edition of GQ magazine where he was the cover star. I wasn't a dentist. I was the cover star. Maybe about 4 months ago, topless, leather pants on the front. Looked in tremendous shape. Have you ever worn leather balloon pants, Matt?
I haven't worn
because you've been a cover star model, of course, during your career, haven't you? I know I always bring this up.
I have done, but they didn't actually have the leather pants for me. They had my West Ham one, so yeah. Well, I'll keep it with that.
I'm trying to remember the name of the artist who had the big pants. MC Hammer? Is that the big pants? It was the big MC Hammer pants. Yeah. But he also had like wings on the back, and how he was kind of the angel of football now. It was good. I recommend it. Give it a read. It's about 5 months ago, the article now, so it's probably free now.
Yeah.
Check it out when you way home this evening if you're listening. Let us know your thoughts on it. By the way, you can tweet us in the commentary positions this evening at TalkSport Live. Is the place to get in touch. Let us know where in the world you're listening, how you think this game is going to go. Stephen already tweeted us to say that he has heard Raheem Sterling bundled over the almighty Adama Traore. Yes, that is something that did happen. No free kick given. We've just seen a replay on our monitors there, and it should have been given. I mean, I'm not sure there's too much debate to be had in that.
No.
While we have this break, though, we've not had the chance to talk about Nuno's comments about it being an absurd schedule, and I think Jose Mourinho said it was a crime yesterday that the games are coming so thick and fast. And maybe you'll buck the trend here, but I've never spoken to an ex-professional when I ask him about Christmas. I was speaking to Rodney Marsh earlier today, and he said the same thing from a previous generation, that nobody as a player moans about the Christmas schedule. The players tend to love it, the managers tend to hate it. Where do you stand?
I do. It's just because you've never experienced anything else. I think as soon as you go into football, that is the way it is. You play on Boxing Day, you play on either the 28th, the 29th, and then you play on New Year's Day. You're in Christmas Day, unless you've got a manager that's really kind, but you're in on Christmas Day, and everyone's fine with that, and then that's it.
We'll come back to it because we're back underway here, and Wolves have got a great opportunity. High ball over the top. Johnny has got there before the goalkeeper Edison, and Edison is getting sent off. Manchester City's goalkeeper is getting sent off. We have just got back underway, seconds after the injury. The ball has literally been pumped forward. Johnny's got there first. Jota has got there first before Edison has. And Edison has gone at the Wolves player a bit like Casanija the other day at Alonso. And he seems to have taken him out. It's an awful offside trap attempted by Manchester City. But is there any challenge? Is there a touch? VAR will check it out. There is a brush on the shoulder of the Wolves player. It's Jota going through. And it's a straight red card given by Martin Atkinson here.
Yeah, to me, unfortunately for City, it does look like a red card. Jota's got to the ball first. He's nicked it over him, and Edison's caught him. He's caught him on the shoulder and on the leg. So I'll be extremely surprised if they just seeing Jota have ice spray that they still use.
He's putting a little bit of sauce on this, isn't he?
Yeah,
goes Jota.
I don't think he would have hurt himself too bad, but it was literally from the restart. They've just done one long ball. I think Jota's run from deep as well. I think Otamendi's gone with him, and Kyle Walker had stayed deep with. I think Jimenez might have run out to the left, and he's so far behind Otamendi that Jota's just clean through on his own, and Edison's made a real bad mistake there. He's come out and he's now walking off. Gloves are off, the tape's coming off, and it's a horrible.
Matt, that was so easy.
Yeah,
that was so easy. That was just a pump forward, and they had all that time to reset as well.
Yeah. Well, that's probably it. They weren't ready. It was literally straight from the replay, wasn't it? That's it. There was nothing, no nice passes, no nothing. It was just one long ball over the top, and that's it. It's brought City down to 10 men.
Claudio Bravo is about to come on. Has, of course, been at the club for a few years now, was a key figure during Guardiola's first season in charge.
Who's going to come off here?
And it does look like it will be Sergio Aguero who's going to be withdrawn. So 13 minutes into his comeback after 5 weeks away, and Sergio Aguero is now withdrawn. Claudio Bravo on. And all of a sudden, this game has totally changed in its complexion.
I mean, if Aguero's only 90% fit and he's the easy option to take off. I mean, he doesn't look too distraught about coming off there, but maybe he's thinking he knows that is always going to be the case. He's always going to be the one that's going to come off, so he's accepted it already. But 30? Well, it's probably 10 minutes by the time he was actually back underway, but 10 minutes into the game coming off.
Yeah, we had a good 3 minutes with Mendy and Dendoncker down. They're both okay and fine, by the way. We had no chance to update you on that. We literally just looked up and saw someone running through. We can now confirm that it was Diogo Jota running through. It was Kyle Walker playing him onside on the near side. Edison's clattered into him. It's a brush of the shoulder, but it is a contact. It is a collision. And it's the right decision from Martin Atkinson. It has been checked by the video assistant referee Davy Coote. It's all been confirmed. It is done. It is a red. City down to 10, and we've got about 80 minutes and change to play at Molineux on Friday Night Football, when these two teams are playing again in less than 48 hours.
That is terrible news. Guardiola will be absolutely spitting feathers after this game with that.
2 players over it here for Wolves. One is Matinho, on target with the effort. It's saved by Claudio Bravo.
He'll be pleased with that, Bravo coming on. It was really comfortable for him, and he'll be delighted to get his first little touch. It was a nice save, easy save, straight into his arms, and there we are. We're back underway, and City are going to be... I don't think anything will change for City. They'll keep the ball, they'll still pass it. Wolves will still play on the counter, but I say that, they just kick the ball straight out of play again.
Well, it can shell shock you, can't it? I mean, you've seen it with players before, and I'm sure you've been in teams where it's happened. It's so unexpected. All the planning going into the game, it's now gone, right?
It certainly has. I mean, you can't expect that to happen. Your goalkeeper sent off after 10 minutes over one ball just over the top. That you can't expect that. So it is a bit of a shell shock. Wolves going to try and take this opportunity to get on top quickly.
Cody over the top towards the run up from the left hand side. This time it is Johnny coming in from the left hand side and not Jota. It's so difficult to work out which one's which at times, because they're 18 and 19 and they keep rotating.
Yeah, they
so
do.
The striker goes to wing back. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is incredible. But again, that was just one ball over the top in it, and Johnny was nearly in. It is incredible that all of this quality you have on the pitch, and it's just one long ball that goes over the top, and that's it.
Down the other side, City looking to come forward with Raheem Sterling running at Connor Cody. Martin Atkinson says that's come off Sterling last, and that will be a goal kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, we're getting a replay once again of the red card incident. So from the free kick, it goes left to Cody. Cody then plays the ball straight down the throat of Manchester City, and it's not a ball of any great subtlety. It's just a wallop upfield looking for the one runner. It's not the worst pass ever by any means, but it's just a long ball straight down the throat, which a centre half drops off and deals with, surely.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. There's not really much you can say about it. It is one long ball. It's not even like it's a great run. He's literally run from deep and just running behind. Walker's trying to deal with, I think it was Jimenez or Johnny that's pulled out to the left-hand side. So he's so deep, he's already made the early run, and that's why he's been kept on side. But Edison's run out really quickly, really early, and he's just he even knows he's not going to get the ball, because he's already trying to put his arms up out the way to say, look, I've not meant to hit him, before he's even hit him.
I've got to mention the tweet from My Three Subs, who says he's disappointed Claudio Bravo's come on. He thought we might get another chance to see Kyle Walker in goal following his Champions League heroics earlier in the season. Not yet, but if something happens to Claudio Bravo, that's the next logical step for Manchester City, and there is a long way to go here. Ruben Neves with a defence splitting pass down the right hand side to Adama Traore towards the end line, up against Mendy, tries to cross, blocked by Mendy, hits Traore and goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, as a wide player, that's the worst thing that can happen to you. You take on your fullback, you get to the byline, he's put a little shimmy in, knocked it to the line, got his cross in, and it pings back off Mendy, hits you and goes out for a goal kick. There's not much worse than that. But He's already had the better of him the first time. He's next time he's had the opportunity, he's took him on, and I'm sure he's going to be relentless tonight.
They've got short from the goal kick here, and Bravo was nearly caught right on his goal line. 1-2 with Fernandinho.
Well, it certainly shocked him, hasn't it?
Certainly concerning, I'm sure, for Man City fans to see Claudio Bravo back in goal for them. And unless that red card gets overturned, he will be back in goal for their next game as well.
Either.
As Traore looks to cross here on the right hand side, blocked by Mendy. There will be a corner on the far side this time to Wolverhampton Wanderers. The next game, by the way, for City in the Premier League is on Sunday at 6 o'clock UK time. They're going to be against Sheffield United, unbeaten away all season. Maybe not as easy as it seems on paper, that one, for Manchester City, especially with Claudio Bravo now surely to be in goal.
Very difficult, but this is where Wolves are very, very strong. Set pieces, I think corners and free kicks, they've been very dominant and scored a lot of goals, so it's going to be very important for City to be switched on here, especially Bravo as well. He doesn't like players in between him.
Martinez's ball towards Raul Jimenez at the near post, kept on at the back by Doherty, who just kept it on the end line. First time volley, all he could do with it really, went straight to Claudio Bravo. City look to counter at the other end. Rodrigo finds Kyle Walker midway inside Wolves territory, up against Johnny, edging his way forward. Kyle Walker, behind him is Rodrigo, to his left now is Mendy. Raul Jimenez back defending, helped on to Bernardo Silva on the left hand side. Traore holds him up, return to Mendy. Still got plenty of top quality footballers out there, Manchester City, even though there's just 10 of them. They work it back towards the halfway line with Otamendi and Fernandinho. Fernandinho's chip left is long towards Bernardo Silva, who's done well to keep it in. Heads it towards Sterling, return to the Portuguese. Here he is again, Raheem Sterling. Corner of the area, left hand side. Dummies to shoot, looks for De Bruyne, blocked by Neves. Breaks to Riyad Mahrez in the penalty area, skips away from two, takes a tumble to the ground. It's given as a goal kick by Martin Atkinson. City players surround the referee. Looked like a clear dive on first viewing. Riyad Mahrez, though, is kayfabing a bit of a limp here, so maybe there has been some sort of connection. We're seeing the replay now, and no, surely not. That's got to be a yellow, has it?
That's what I think. If he's given a goal kick and he thinks that he's dived, it's a blatant dive. Then he should be booking him. But there is I say there's contact. Then Dorcas sort of trod on his foot, but you could see the contact, and then Mahrez waits, and then it's the next step. Then he leaves his leg up and falls to his knees. But I think they're checking it here.
Well, they have to, don't they? I mean there is a penalty shout.
I mean, that'll be really harsh.
We saw a penalty given yesterday, and I know a lot of our American listeners. Earlier today, I was doing a show in the US, and we were talking about the penalty yesterday, which was given against Çağlar Söyüncü. Not everyone's going to agree, and what happens now is that David Coote, the VAR, we might disagree with Martin Atkinson. There is the slightest of brushes on the shoulder of Mahrez from Dendoncker. No, it doesn't put him to the ground.
No, it's the step on the foot. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only thing. There is contact, but it doesn't. If you see the reaction from Mahrez with his foot, he gets contact, then he leaves his leg and he hangs it, and then he falls to his knees. I think it is a blatant dive for me.
The conversation's ongoing. We still don't have, of course, the audio from the VAR and the referee for broadcasters or for those in the stadium like they do in other sports. It's been another bugbear for many people this season that we don't know this conversation right now between David Coote and Martin Atkinson. We do know that it's being checked for a potential penalty. Mahrez, the man that went down, it looked like a clear dive. Martin Atkinson already said no to it, so it will be an overturned decision if it is recommended that Martin Atkinson gives the penalty. Whistle now goes to Martin Atkinson. It seems he has had a decision from the VAR, and it looks like he has given the spot kick.
Wow.
Well, that is a staggering, and I would happily say, awful decision.
Well,
that is not a penalty, is it?
I think what they're saying is there is contact, which there is contact, but that it's just like he's caught his foot but on the ground. It's not like he's tried to tackle him.
Matt will have to come back because it is officially a penalty. Yeah. We'll analyse it more later.
Wow.
But it's been given by the VAR. Overturned decision. Raheem Sterling is going to step up here for 10-man Manchester City from 12 yards. Saved by the goalkeeper and cleared away by Conor Cody and celebrated like Wolves has scored the opening goal.
Wow. I think, for me, why is Sterling taking the penalty? Did he?
Well, it would have been Aguero, right?
Yeah, but Mahrez took...
Hold on. We are now checking for potential encroachment from Conor Cody, who cleared the ball.
Word.
His foot was on the line when the penalty was taken. He's the man that cleared it. We have seen this season. I remember having a Declan Rice against Man City. Penalty was saved. Rice cleared it because he was the man that cleared it. Oh, it's a retake.
What is going on?
He's retaking it.
Now, what happens? Do they change it?
Now, that is insane. I tell you what, Conor Cody's foot is on the line. He is not fully in the penalty area.
Oh, my.
And they've given a retake.
Wow.
Honestly, Matt, why do referees hate football? I don't get it. They hate it.
Oh, and Sterling's still taking it.
Raheem Sterling's going to take it. Retaken penalty, 24 minutes in. Another chance for Rui Patricio to be the hero. Nobody encroached this time. Raheem Sterling 12 yards out. Take two for Manchester City. He saved it again!
No.
But it's going to be turned home on the rebound. Well, I'll tell you what, when that red card happened, you felt like the gods were against Manchester City. Well, maybe they feel bad about the misfortune that fell upon Ederson, because since then, it has all gone City's way. They've got a penalty for nothing. They've retaken a penalty. They missed it again. And Sterling has scored the rebound. Staggering scenes. What we can tell you for sure is that 25 minutes in, it's 1-0 to Manchester City.
I cannot believe what I've seen here. It's only 25 minutes gone and we've had so much to talk about, but Sterling, for one, I'm not sure why he took the initial penalty, but he missed. Then to have it retaken and him still take the penalty, and he's put it in exactly the same spot as well, and Patricio saved it again, but it's just fallen straight to Sterling, who's tapped it in. You could see Guardiola scratching his head, going, I can't believe this is happening as well.
I have never seen anything like that. I tell you what, I've seen retaken penalties before. I've never seen a situation like that. And by the way, let's go back to the original. That's not a penalty.
No.
Shouldn't be a penalty. And the referee on the field has not given it. No. And again, we go back to the argument. Go and look at it on the TV monitor. Referee here, because in David Coote's opinion, the VAR, it's a penalty, but not in the opinion already of Martin Atkinson, who saw it the first time round. So why can't he go and have another look? Why does it go to another guy to tell him to overturn it?
I know.
I don't get it.
I know. It's one of them. Are they taking the pressure off the referee by making that decision? But that's his job. He makes that decision, and he's made it. And he feels it's not a penalty. And how is that a clear and obvious error to overturn? Yeah.
I'm not sure it is. I think he saw it. I think he made a decision.
Yeah.
I agree with the first decision.
Yeah.
And that's it. Maybe not.
but then you've got the retaken penalty. That's the criminal thing for Wolves.
I mean it is encroachment, I suppose, but he's not in the area. He's on the line.
Yeah.
So he's not got a foot in the area. I know the line counts as the area. I understand that, but
Patricio must be thinking, I've just saved two penalties here.
And we're 1-0 down.
And we're still 1-0 down.
Crazy. Right, let's get back to it. 27 minutes gone here. Wolves 0, Manchester City 1 on Premier League Live. Raheem Sterling's conversion following two missed penalties. Ederson sent off. City down to 10. What a game on Friday Night Football. It's Wolves coming forward down the right-hand side. Mendy has just beaten Adama Traore to a bouncing ball. And it's going to be a throw on the far side to Wolves, midway inside City territory. And I'll tell you what, there might be a bit of a response by the Football Association to this, because we are getting reports that some items were thrown at Man City players after Sterling put the penalty in the back of the net from the rebound. We saw a couple of images of looked like a silver hip flask that someone's got for Christmas has now ended up in the pocket of Martin Atkinson. We'll let you know if anything else happened that we get reports of down there, but it does seem like some items have been thrown at the players on the field. Not something that we like to see at all here on Premier League Live, but passions are running high at Molineux, understandably so, but they are still very much in this game, and at the moment it's going to be a real tough 60 plus minutes of football for Man City, despite the fact they've got the lead.
Yeah, I think, for City, it's something to hang on to as well, and I think everyone in their squad will know the way that they have to, they have to be, they have to play, what position they have to pick up, because they've got something to hold on to. They need to get back into this second place. They need to be chasing down Liverpool. But for Wolves, I mean, it's a great opportunity for them now to, if they've got that extra man, they've got the crowd behind them after they feel the misjustice in the goal. So it's a big opportunity for them to get themselves a goal back, get themselves up to 5th in the league, and then crack on over New Year.
Kyle Walker being forced away from the Wolves goal by a combination of Jota and Johnny. De Bruyne comes back to help him out. Jay says on Twitter the referee should have the final say in any match regardless of what the VAR thinks. That comes into @TalkSport Live as City come forward here over the top towards Raheem Sterling, getting roundly and soundly booed by Molineux, and his volley over the top has given much to cheer about. And we're seeing the replay again, and it's Conor Cody who clears it, but his foot's on the line. It's on the line, I just can't agree with it. I can tell you the referee here is we've got a little break in play here while we're watching these replays on our monitors, because there is a announcement coming from the announcer here at Molineux, just to tell fans to moderate their behaviour because things have been thrown on the field. If we hear any more about that, I'll let you know. We are in constant contact with those running the operation here at Molineux and running it from the Premier League too. But at the moment it's just the things that have been thrown as far as we are aware that warning is all about. Half an hour gone here in this incredible game of football on Friday night. Wolves 0, Man City 1. People listening to us right around the world as well. We're getting tweets in from Australia, from America, from Uganda, from Ghana, from Nigeria. Do let us know where in the world you are listening to us. Richard with us in Melbourne, Australia, enjoying the Friday night football, wishes there could be one every single night of the week. If only that were possible. It actually is at Christmas. I feel like I've been here all year. Here's a good time for football. Not that the managers will like it. Nuno will be more upset here. Header back to his goalkeeper from Kyle Walker. Claudio Bravo. Manchester City have it. Puts it down and pumps it long. One in the air by Doherty. Traore then beats Mendy on the halfway line, but Bernardo Silva there to nick the ball for Manchester City. Back towards Kevin De Bruyne. David Silva back to goal, challenged by Dendoncker. He goes down, no free kick given. Wolves smuggle the ball away. Rodrigo tries to foul Adama Traore, but you've got to be stronger than that to bring down Adama Traore. Well, Jimenez in the halfway gets the ball tangled underneath his feet, gets away from the attentions of Fernandinho, and plays the ball back inside his own half. .32 minutes played. Raul Jimenez back towards Dendoncker, who gave the penalty away. To his right, dropping deep, is Ruben Neves. Linked with a move to Manchester City during Wolverhampton Wanderers' days in the Championship and in their early days in the Premier League as well. Remains a Wolves player for now. He continues to form that fantastic midfield partnership with Moutinho, who finds him again here. Right hand side of midfield, on towards Traore, who's running at Bernardo Silva. Wants to burst past him, does burst past him, gets the cross in too. Done well there, did Bernardo Silva, to go to ground and just block the cross.
It must be like, Mendy, come on, help me out here. This is a bit of a mismatch. You can't expect me to try and defend against Traore, but he done extremely well.
And now Mendy's doing a Traore at the other end, trying to burst beyond the midfield. A challenge by Dendoncker, who went to ground. And that's a Wolverhampton Wanderers ball, but it's too strong from Sage down this left-hand side. They're trying to release Jota, who'd come wide, and will go out of play for a throw to Man City midway inside their own half. Raheem Sterling, the goal scorer, just walking around to a few of his teammates there, trying to tell them to calm down a little bit, because it's all about trying to get through this game here, I would say. As Claudio Bravo just trying to get through this period of play. Back towards him, they keep playing to him on his goal line.
I know. Sterling's telling everyone to just calm down, a little bit, and then you're giving it to the goalkeeper right in on his goal line, he's always going to be getting charged down by the strikers, and he just kicks it out of play, and it's getting pressure which you don't necessarily need. You're putting yourself under pressure that you don't need to. You can just play it out to the side, or the keeper can move to the other side of the box. You know, you don't have to push it to him straight in front of his goal line.
I tell you what, Wolverhampton Wanderers fans are going to be extremely annoyed with the officials when we get to the half-time whistle, because another challenge here, Fernandinho and Raul Jimenez, has resulted in the ball bouncing out of play. Jimenez was pushed over, it seemed to me, and nothing's been given.
Yep, they like you said, after the red card, it's all gone Man City's way, every single decision.
And that's a climb there on Jota by Otamendi. Would have been a soft one to give, not given, but again, it's fuel to the fire of the ire of the Wolves fans. Is Jota down the left-hand side, up against Kyle Walker. Cross comes in, blocked by the England man. He just says there to Claudio Bravo, next time you get the ball, knock it upfield. Don't look to play it short. Slightly less polite terms than that, I think.
Yeah, I could imagine it was slightly different than that. But I don't think Guardiola will want anything different. That's the way he sets up his team. That's the way they do it. Even if they're 1-0 up with 10 men or 3-0 up with 11, you know, that's the way they play.
Maybe it's not stop doing it, maybe it's do it better.
Yes, I think that might be it. I think don't pass the ball right into the centre of the goal, move to the side.
That
and
would
keep
help,
playing it that way. Yeah.
Don't stand on the goal line.
Yeah.
I am going to pass to you.
Yeah.
Might be what he's saying. 35 minutes gone here at Wolves 0, 10-man Man City 1. For those just joining us, you've missed quite a lot. Ederson sent off, ball over the top. He fouled the Wolves player trying to get through Jota and was sent off. Since then, City got a soft penalty, which was saved by Rui Patricio, got retaken for encroachment, was saved again by Rui Patricio before Sterling converted the rebound. He then had items thrown at him by the fans in the stand behind that goal. I always hesitate to say Wolves fans or the fans of a club, because you never know who's in the stands. You know, you really don't know. No, but it's the supporters in that stand, the people in that stand, whoever they are. A few of them had some items in their hand, looks like a coin and a flask, have been thrown at Man City players, and they'll hear more about that. The people that run the stadium here in Wolverhampton. A foul here on Kevin De Bruyne, by the way, in the centre circle. Saïs goes through the back of the Belgian playmaker, who's barely touched the ball in 35 minutes.
He has. I think, you know, City are trying to get hold of the ball here, because they're always the ones that have possession, but the last 10-15 minutes they've had 40, I think it was 43% possession, which is, is very uncommon for them. So they're trying to get hold of the ball, because having 10 men, you want to keep the ball, because Wolves will make you run.
It has been a feature of City this season. Their average possession is down to the lowest it's been under Pep Guardiola. They've actually won games this season, unheard of, with a negative half of the possession, which had never happened under Pep Guardiola.
No. Well, maybe it's this new style of play.
You've got to do what you've got to do. And if you're chasing down Manchester City, which they are, or chasing down Liverpool, right now, Manchester City at the top of the table. A victory this evening puts them back at the top of the chasing pack, though they would be 11 points behind the leaders. As the ball is chipped over the top down the left channel here for Wolves towards Johnny, cleared away by Otamendi. Jota keeps it on. Johnny has gone down away to our left. Maybe it's a head injury, maybe he just ran into Otamendi. Martin Atkinson has now seen it and has got to stop the play to check out the injury here to the Spanish wing-back. No foul from Otamendi, just two players trying to get the ball at the same time, we think.
It was not intentional at all. Otamendi's just cleared it, and as his arms come down, I think his elbows just caught him, Johnny, in the neck, but it wasn't intentional. He's not even looked or tried. I think it would be impossible to do that even if he really tried. So very unintentional elbow into the neck, but hopefully Johnny should be alright.
I've got to mention this from Mark, who's tweeted into our TalkSport Live. I can't read the whole thing out, but he sums up the view of many of us at the moment in the footballing fraternity. Listening to this Friday night fixture from Texas, can they please get this VAR figured out? What a joke it's become, and they have just done such a bad job implementing it, I feel.
I think I've said this from the very start. I think what they should do is they should do it like tennis. You have 3 opportunities.
Oh no.
No? Well, if they're bringing it in.
I was going to you to save the day.
But I think if they're bringing it in, you have 3 opportunities to use it. And that's it, because otherwise it's just every single decision's getting brought up. It's stopping the flow of the game. The referee's got no control because it's out of. He says no. VAR says yes.
I mean, I respect your view and you're entitled to it, but I don't necessarily agree. But luckily enough, the game's back underway, so we don't need to get any further into that. Mark, thanks for your tweet from Texas. Keep them coming in to TalkSport Live. Let us know where in the world you're listening and your views as well on the various controversies of the game so far. 39 minutes played. Ball is with João Moutinho in the centre circle. Looks out left and finds Johnny, who is now up and he's alright. He's still trying to shake off that knock to the shoulder. Ball is with Ruben Neves on the right hand side now. 1-2 with Dendoncker, who's played in midfield. He's played in defence. Very versatile player. Looks to get himself forward. It's back out left to Raul Jimenez, who's been very quiet so far. Chipped up towards Jota, who flicks it on into the area where Raul Jimenez maybe should have been. It's cleared away by City. Throw into Wolves left hand side by the corner flag. Johnny wants to take it quickly. No real option for him. He does find the Mexican Jimenez, who can't get away from Rodrigo. Strong challenge from the City man. Mahrez onto Kevin De Bruyne, who miscontrols it, but you still can't get it off him. Gets away from 2, but he's poked past through to Mahrez, finds a Wolves player instead, and it's into the feet of Raul Jimenez. Good strength to get the ball away from Fernandinho, and it works back to the right hand side. Neves onto his left. Saiz further left to Moutinho. We're about 10 yards over the halfway left hand side here, Wolves. Saiz onto Jota. Runs at Mahrez. Runs at Walker. Crosses, deflected. Headed down to De Bruyne by Rodrigo. Looks to get away from Moutinho and Johnny, and he can't do so. Moutinho's won it brilliantly well there. Tried to help it onto Kyle Walker. Intercepted by Walker, for Man City. Cleared upfield. Only as far as Saiz, who plays it right quickly to Doherty. Cross comes in, it's away by Otamendi, not very far though, rather up than away, and that's hit the arm of Fernandinho. There's a shout of handball there against Fernandinho. Shot comes in from the edge from Johnny. It's about as handball as Soyuncu's yesterday, and that will be getting checked, of course. And we know David Coote, the VAR, has already overturned one decision. On the left hand side here is Johnny, end line left. Deep cross comes in towards Adama Traore, whose volley is blocked by Mendy. Recovered by Traore, back to goal, being forced away from the penalty area. Out behind him is Neves, who looks infield to Dendoncker. Helped on quickly to Saiz. Finally, Wolves are playing football again, having been shell-shocked by things going against them in the game in the last 20 minutes or so. This is better. Here's Johnny running up against Mahrez. Good defending by Riyad Mahrez, stopping the advance. Back to Moutinho, left is Saiz, who's got time to wind up across. Takes a touch, does cross, good ball, well won by Fernandinho. Raul Jimenez was there looking to head home. Cleared away by Mendy, recovered by Ruben Neves. Sterling takes a ride on his back, no free kick given. Wolves still have it.
It's great pressure by Wolves here, keeping the ball. Every attack goes forward, it's coming straight back at them. They win the ball back really quickly.
Traore has it on the far side. He's beaten Bernardo Silva once, then twice, then crosses. It's a looper, it's deep, it's won by Jota, then Otamendi for City, then just walloped away by Riyad Mahrez for 10-man Manchester City, who all of a sudden are holding on to their lead.
It seems like the 89th minute, doesn't it?
So much football left to play.
It seems like that's it. The last few minutes of the game, their backs to the wall. Wolves are throwing everything at it, but it's the 41st minute. We're still probably going to have 5 minutes of added time.
Into Raul Jimenez, flick round the corner towards Neves, intercepted by Rodrigo. De Bruyne, first time forward to Raheem Sterling in the centre circle. City very dangerous on the break if they want to be. Bernardo Silva helps it on to Mendy, midway inside Wolves territory. Held up well by Dendoncker. Change of pace by Mendy. Oh, and he's running to touch there, Benjamin Mendy. Big smile from the marauding fullback. I'm not sure that'll be replicated on the bench or by his teammates.
It wasn't Fernandinho's arm, it was Jimenez's arm on that one that's just been replayed.
Yeah, that was the penalty shout from a couple of minutes ago. We're just getting the replay here. It was checked by the video assistant on the initial quick glance check that they do. And it was passed by David Coote, rightly so. It did hit the fingers of the Wolves striker, but it was accidental, so we play on. Cross comes in, deep one, it's over Raul Jimenez and gathered by Claudio Bravo. And he just takes a bit of a deep breath, Claudio Bravo, and that's what Man City need right now.
They certainly do. They've been under some severe pressure, and it's very unlike City. They do look worried. Every single time the ball goes in the box, they don't seem to be able to deal with it. I think the two centre halves, they've been run a bit ragged. Jota's been running behind, Jimenez has been coming short. You've got Traore that's pulling everyone out to his side. It's just Wolves are playing well, and City are just holding on.
And they've won a free kick here just inside their own half. Mahrez a foul on Johnny, trying to take it quickly. It hit Kevin De Bruyne. They're now saying Kevin De Bruyne should be given a yellow card for blocking the free kick. Martin Atkinson says no. And it's all getting very tetchy here at Molineux.
It certainly is.
And I think both teams feel slightly hard done by decisions in this half.
Well, I think Man City should be looking at it now, should be
shot by Raul Jimenez here on the edge of the area, left hand side, a snapshot. It was on target, but it was always going into the gloves of Claudio Bravo.
I don't think they can have too much to complain with about the sending off. It was a silly mistake that's cost them, but after that all the decisions have gone their way. So it's they'll be going into half time thinking, wow, we've got through this. Yes, we're down to 10 men, but we're 1-0 up. We've just got to go out the second half and just not concede. That is it. Wolves have got lots to complain about, but they're still doing extremely well, and they've got a lot of exciting attacking play. Just can't quite get that goal to get them back in the game, but they've still got another 45 minutes to do so.
And I'm sure plenty more in this half as well. We're hearing 7 minutes will be added on at the end of the opening half for the retaken penalties and red card decision, all that sort of stuff. So we're a long way from done here in what is the opening half of football at Molineux on Friday night. As Adama Traore has come out to the left-hand side and he spreads it right to Doherty running forward, back to Neves, deep cross, finds Raul Jimenez up against Kyle Walker, tries across himself, it's blocked, recovered by the Mexican, breaks to Matinho, challenge De Bruyne, Wolves keep it though. Here's Saiz towards Raul Jimenez, on towards Johnny, round the back, is onside, cross is blocked. Mahrez recovers it, back to goal. It's a siege here at Molineux. We've got so much football left to play, and it's the champions who are holding on.
Wolves are just doing so. Every time they either put a cross and it gets blocked, they're on it. They're picking up all the second balls.
Shot by Neves, bouncing towards goal.
You can hear the crowd, can't you? Every time he gets the ball outside the box, it's shoot! But this one just wasn't quite his best.
I tell you what, you've got to give it to City here as well. We're praising Wolves, understandably so, but this is a City side who have been criticised a lot for their lack of ability to defend, and they're up against it here. And you've seen Fernandinho with a couple of great headers, Mahrez back defending, Sterling back defending.
They don't look comfortable doing it, but they're actually doing a very good job. Their only sort of real good chance, Wolves, was a shot from Jimenez outside the box, and that's all they've sort of come up with. So they have defended really well.
How they could do with a Vincent Kompany type in this game to see them through. Wow. It is that lack of defensive leadership that's been the issue all season. Here's an error. Just as we're saying how good they've been defensively, Bernardo Silva goes back inside his own half, and he's handballed it when he wanted to bring the ball down on his chest near the corner of the penalty area.
That doesn't look like handball either to me.
We've got a replay here.
No.
It looks like it may have hit the top of his arm, but I'm not sure it's on purpose. And where's his arm going to go as well? I don't know. I don't know anymore, Matt. I don't know. I can't even debate that point, to be honest. I don't know. It's been given.
Well, it's not really one that needs to be spoke about with everything that's gone on this.
Well, unless Wolves score from this.
Well, it wouldn't put it past for this to happen. I did say earlier, their set pieces they're very strong at. So, and Matinho, he's got a wonderful delivery. So we just wait and see.
It's 12 yards from the end line, right hand side, extreme right of the field. Cross comes in, away by De Bruyne, recovered by Jota on the left. Cross is deep, Saiz is there. Of course, scored against Norwich at the weekend. Saiz with a really good header in a similar position, but this time the ball is over his head and goes out for a goal kick to Manchester City.
Yeah, again, City, you'd say it was well defended. De Bruyne got the first header, but it was only clear to the edge of the box. But They kept with when the ball come back in, they all had their men marking, and balls overhit anyway, but they were still all lined up, defensively solid. So fair play to City so far.
Wolves have scored in each of their last 17 Premier League games, but have not scored more than twice in any game in that run. But they do usually find the back of the net, and a pair would be enough as things stand. They're coming forward again here. They've won it on the halfway. Doherty down the right into Traore, helps it on to Ruben Neves, who's made a very intelligent chip pass out left to Johnny, who's recovered it by the corner flag left hand side. Back towards Jota, into Neves, control and switch pass, trying to release the man in front of him, which was Jota, but it's intercepted well by Man City. Sterling and Mahrez back defending. Otamendi then goes back to Claudio Bravo, pumps it forward. Of course, no striker on the field currently for City. Aguero was subbed after Edison was sent off. Sterling has tripped up Saïs here on the halfway line. They're eager to get on with it here, Wolves. I just wonder how long Man City can hold on. There's still a good 4 minutes to go until the half-time whistle is set to be blown. Traore, 1-2 with Jimenez. Here he is again, Traore. Well, he's just got that.
He got there.
He's got that with just the most breathtaking burst of pace right on the edge. Otamendi just couldn't turn, he couldn't get going, but the snapshot doesn't really trouble the goalkeeper.
I mean, it's great interplay. He's drove inside from the right-hand side, done a quick two-touch with his feet, right to left into Jimenez for the 1-2, and he was nowhere near the ball. No favour to get there, and he's just blew past everyone and managed to get the snapshot in with his left, but just couldn't trouble the keeper.
De Bruyne forward into Sterling. Won back immediately by Wolverhampton Wanderers, who come again. Johnny running forward. Incredible pace about this game. I just wonder if Guardiola might think about some sort of defensive change in the second half, because I just can't see him holding out.
No, they've got nowhere to go. Every time they win the ball, their big thing is keeping the ball and passing it around. Every time they've won the ball back, they've had nowhere to go.
60-40 possession in favour of Wolves, and that is growing and growing by the minute. City have barely had it since about the 38th minute. We're now in the 50th, by the way, of the first half. As Mendy clears on the end line, and it's straight back to Wolves, it's straight back to Neves.
They've been so good at that, Wolves. They're just so strong, so determined to, as soon as they lose the ball, they win it back.
Counts for nothing, though, if they don't win the game or get something from the game. It's been given away here by Doherty. Sterling tries to counter. Foul by Moutinho. Hacked him down there as well, Moutinho. I think he's got lucky to get away with a yellow card there.
I think with everything that's happened in this first half, I think the ref's just thinking, right, let's just try and get through to half-time with no more incidents.
It has been a really frantic game of football, and we are heading now towards the final few seconds of the 7 additional minutes. I think Wolves will be really annoyed, won't they, at half-time? That's the word. They'll be annoyed to be losing this.
They will be, because they've played well. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's actually harder to play against 10 men, because they do get back into shape, but Wolves they've played it so well. They've been dominant, they've had the ball, they've been attacking, they've been creating openings, but just couldn't quite get that really good chance, that really good effort on goal. But the way they've been pressing City to win the ball back has been incredible.
Is there to be a final chance? The free kick, by the way, won by City, was just pumped straight out of play.
Yeah, they've got nowhere to go. They've got nothing. They can't. They don't actually want to pass the ball around at the back, because they don't look comfortable on it. And Wolves are doing so well getting the ball back that it's just so difficult for City to keep hold of it.
Just a reminder, Jesus was ill coming into this one, so has missed this one. Aguero started, taken off after 13 minutes, and now they've got a kind of makeshift front two of Sterling and Riyad Mahrez at times. De Bruyne looking to get forward. Half-time whistle goes. Wow, what a half of football it has been. Round boos around Molineux, not for their team, but for the referee Martin Atkinson, the VAR who's not here, David Coote, and for Raheem Sterling as well, who's getting plenty of treatment. It was Riyad Mahrez who dived for the penalty. He's got away with it a bit lightly from the fans here. Just the one goal. The rebound from his own penalty, which was missed by Raheem Sterling after he missed an initial penalty, which was then retaken after encroachment. Ederson was sent off after 12 minutes for a foul on Jota. Bravo came on to replace him. Right, that's the story of it. Let's take a breather. We need it. So do you. When we come back, analysis follows. You're listening to Premier League Live.
The Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast. Monday morning from 6 on Talk Sport.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Late It's Polly and Bookie.
Who's cleared it. He is adjudged again on video assistant referee's advice that he's encroached. His foot is on the line. On the line is in the area, and he's on the line when the penalty is struck. He clears it. That means it has to be retaken. Don't get that, really. Don't get that rule. Don't understand why that's a thing. If you're in the area, sure. If you're timing a run and you're on the line, I don't know. It is the rules, and they do get this right. It just annoys me.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We can talk about, but that is the rule, and that's why it's been given.
Is that bad from Cody? Like, should he be admonished for that?
See, I think he's tried to gamble. He's the defender. If the goalkeeper saves it, he has to be there. That is what you get drilled in. Penalties. You've got to be the first man to clear the ball, which he's done that. He's tried to just, like he said, maybe he doesn't know the rule that if his foot is on the line that it will be retaken, but. It's a bad rule.
Yeah. Penalty retaken, saved again. I've never seen someone retake a penalty and put it in the exact same place before. Last time it happened, Cody's there to clear it. This time the ball bounces the other way, and Sterling is there to tap it home.
Yeah. Well, like I said right at the start, I don't know why Sterling was taking the first, but I've never really seen him take penalties. Mahrez is on the pitch. He's scored his last penalty. So. Question marks for me straight from the start, and then obviously he misses the first one, and you're thinking Guardiola must be onside. You saw Guardiola doing that whole with his hands to change, so he must be thinking, let's take Sterling off the penalty. You see Sterling's note, he's keeping the ball and he's taken it again, and he's put it in exactly the same spot, and the keeper saved it, and you're thinking, what are you doing? And then next thing happens, the ball pops out and it's a tap in, and he's lapping it up to in front of all of the Wolves fans, which then brings on, someone's probably a coin or someone's hip flask that they got for Christmas, as you said, it's been thrown on the pitch, which is unacceptable.
Yeah, don't get it. One of those things. It's happening a lot in football at the minute, and I don't know how you stop it, and I don't get why it happens. But there you go. Some fans seem to have taken it a bit to heart and looked to throw some things at the Man City players. No one was hurt, and we pressed on, and Wolves played very well from that point, but never really got through on Claudio Bravo. Can City survive what is sure to be a second half onslaught? Can they get a second, which would surely see them through this game? Wolverhampton Wanderers usually score. Can they do it here? We'll find out after this break. The half-time break. It's Wolves 0, Manchester City 1. You're listening to Premier League Live.
You've reached the voicemail of Alan Brazil.
If you're lucky, you just might catch the Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast.
Nicolas Otamendi and Eric Garcia, who's just come on, will come back to that as they're coming forward here. Wolves!
wow.
A chip by Raul Jimenez, trying to release Jota, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he knocks the ball over the top with a first-time finish.
It was a really, really good chance, actually. His first opportunity that Jota's just picked up the ball inside, drove inside, done a little 1-2 with Jimenez, who's done a delightful little dink over the top of everyone. It was just couldn't come down quick enough in the box, and Jota's running onto it, and he's just tried to poke it past Bravo, but he's just put too much on it, and it's gone way over the bar. But it's a really good opportunity, a little 1-2. Them two link up really well together, Jota and Jimenez, so that's going to be something that Wolves are hopefully going to try and keep doing in this second half.
Yeah, he wanted to catch that with his underside of his boot there, Jota, and he's just caught it with the toe and knocked it over the top. But let's get back to that Man City team. I'll start again. Edison sent off earlier, so now Claudio Bravo is in goal. Back five in the second half with Kyle Walker and Benjamin Mendy either side of Fernandinho, Otamendi and now young Eric Garcia. Midfielders Rodrigo, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, with now just Raheem Sterling up front. Both Sergio Aguero and Riyad Mahrez have been withdrawn. For Wolves, it's Rui Patricio in goal, back three, Connor Cody, Roman Saiz and Leander Dendoncker. Midfield right to left, Matt Doherty, Ruben Neves, João Moutinho and Johnny Otto. Jimenez is up front, Raul Jimenez the Mexican striker, with Diogo Jota and Adama Traore either side, that's left and right. Bench for Wolves, Ruddy, Vallejo, Bennett, Vinagre, Kilman, Neto and Cutrone. Still Zinchenko, Angelino, Cancelo, Gundogan and Foden on the bench for City, who attack the goal away to our left in this second half. Blue shirts, white shorts and white socks. Wolves the other way, attacking the goal to our right. Golden shirts with black shorts, socks and trim. Good challenge here on Raheem Sterling on the far side by Jota, but he's got away from his man. Raheem Sterling tries a 1-2 with Kevin De Bruyne. Challenge there from Cody. Ball cleared away by Dendoncker, recovered by City. And they find a pass back to Eric Garcia, who's in between Fernandinho and Otamendi. So Eric Garcia at 18 is playing at the heart of the Manchester City defence alongside the senior players Otamendi and Fernandinho. Is that the safest place for him to be?
Yeah, I think so, because he will, he won't have to do all of that running in behind. He can just sweep up everything. He can be on the ball. You've got Fernandinho and Otamendi who are going to be up against Jimenez. They're going to be going into them spaces, so it's going to be a good opportunity for him to come into the side and not be thrown right into, up against these informed strikers. He's going to be able to pick up them spaces, and just like he is now, he's on the ball, just popping it into Rodrigo and get them playing.
Oh, it's a lovely ball by Kevin De Bruyne, releasing Raheem Sterling round the back of Dendoncker. Sterling for 2-0!
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's lobbed the goalkeeper, Raheem Sterling, for his second goal of the night. It's a brilliant breakaway by Manchester City. Their backs are against the wall, but they always have goals in them. And in Raheem Sterling, they've got one of the best goal scorers in Premier League football, played in by De Bruyne. And it was a great chip over Rui Patricio, his second of the game. It's 2-0 City.
It's come at run of play. Just as we were saying about where Garcia is playing, he's the one that starts this attack. He picks it up at the back, passes it into the midfield. He actually plays a fantastic. Rodri plays a fantastic ball into De Bruyne, who sets it first time into Sterling, and he has a couple of touches to get himself into the box, all lined up, and it's a delightful little dink. And it's a fantastic Man City breakaway, who's made this task even harder for Wolves now to get back into it, because 2-0 up, and with 10 men you're going to be sitting in defending, and you've got pace on the counter-attack to do this to teams.
In all competitions now, Raheem Sterling 20 goals this season, more than any other Premier League player for their respective clubs. Fantastic campaign he is having. He is the 5th highest goal scorer under Pep Guardiola.
Wow,
which is incredible.
He really has been outstanding since Pep's taken over. He's really improved his finishing and his
there's a push there in the box there. Rodrigo on Johnny, who's gone down. Johnny certainly made a meal of it. He was back to goal. No penalty has been given on first viewing, but that was the story when City did get their penalty. Here's Moutinho for Wolves, edge of the area left hand side, short to Ruben Neves, winds up a shot, dummy in the end. chips out left to Jota, who now takes a dive to the ground, and they're feeling the injustice, but they know that if you take a dive, you might get it. And it is being checked by David Coote, who's already overturned one today, and that is basically, is it not, what Riyad Mahrez got a penalty for? There's a brush and the player went down.
Yeah, well, yes, there is that. You see Walker's both hands come out, to be fair, but on both occasions, like we've said, both of them should not be penalties.
Yeah, neither are penalties.
No, and that, it's just, if they're penalties now, it's just ridiculous. No one's going to be able to touch anyone in the box. You're just literally going to have to let players do what they want. It's not, it's not the way that football should be played. And there you go, decision, no penalty, no foul, and the Wolves fans will be chewing after that because it's very similar contact. But there we go.
No penalty given. 52 minutes gone here. It's Wolves 0, Manchester City 2 on Premier League Live. Ball played forward there towards Jota. They're appealing for everything now. Challenge on Otamendi. Breaks towards Raul Jimenez. Oh, and his shot flashes just wide from the edge. He wants a corner. Not given, and it's more ire and rage and frustration and bile coming from Molineux. The stands towards the referee and the officials. It goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, it's come from nothing as well. Man City won the ball back, and it does take a deflection as well, because that would have definitely been on target. So
tough one to see that one though.
It was a tough one to see, but even still, it's a big deflection when you look at it. It's another decision that's gone against Wolves, which is costly because, again, Wolves with set pieces, they're so dangerous, so that's another opportunity for them to put the ball in the box.
Well, it's a moody old night at Molineux, that's for sure. The officials have had a lot of decisions to make. They have certainly been involved. And there is, by the way, just to let you know, a TV monitor here for Martin Atkinson to look at. I don't know why they bother. No. I honestly don't know why they're not going to go look at it. They're not going to at any point.
It puts them in a position that they don't want to be in.
Because we talk about it now, because it's there.
Yeah.
Don't take it.
No.
And are they paying someone every week for 20 games a week to take this to grounds? Like, what a sweet job.
Yeah.
It's like Mesut Ozil, 7 day a week you work and you get Saturdays off. Fantastic.
No comment on Ozil. He's oh dear. Well, he might do.
Cheap shot.
He's coming up to January, so we will see.
Cheap shot there. But enjoyable nonetheless.
Yes.
Wolves coming forward again. Here's Adama Traore, edge of the area, takes his shot, goal! Oh, it's a goal! Adama Traore does it against Man City again. It's a blasted goal. It hits the post. No chance, Claudio Bravo. No chance if Bravo and Ederson were in goal together. It's now 2-1.
Traore loves playing against City. That's a fantastic strike. Again, Sterling, he loses possession right on the near the halfway line, and it's disappointing. He could have kept hold of it because Traore's picked it up. He's had one or two touches, lined himself up, and he's hit a tremendous shot from his right foot outside the box, and it's nestled in the bottom corner, in off the post, and there's no way Bravo could save that, and that's ball straight back in this game.
4 goals in the Premier League this season for Adama Traore, 3 of which have come against Manchester City, the other against Tottenham. Not a bad record to have. If only he could score against teams that aren't in the Champions League, he'd be a world beater. But what a great goal that was.
It was a great goal, great strike, and they're straight back into this. Now you can hear the crowd, everything's up. They've got a long time to play as well.
Spurred on by a sense of injustice.